at all, I'm Alexis, aka The Sloth Reader, and I'm here today to do an updated top fantasy books on my TBR. Now, if you guys have missed it, I did do this video a year ago, and then recently I revisited that old video and I looked to see which books were still on that list and which ones I had already read. And so basically I'm here to do a whole new list, some with the books I haven't read off of that list and some with brand new fantasy books that I would hopefully get to very, very soon. I will link both of those videos down below in case you want to check them out. I am going to start off with the books that were on that list that are still on that list. The first one was in the thumbnail. It's no surprise. It's The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. At this point, you guys are sick of hearing me talk about why I have not read this book yet. If you're wondering, go watch either of those two previous videos, but this will stay on my TBR until Pat comes through. And that's all I'll say. The next one I'm going to mention is The Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. Again, this is actually on my top 10 to read in 2018, so this book will 100% get read this year. I'm really excited to start the Realm of the Elderlings universe. What do you call it when there's like so many series in it? I'm really excited to get into Robin Hobb's work. This one is on here because I haven't gotten to it yet, but it's gonna happen this year. The next one on my list is Serial by Garth Nix. This is another one that's pretty much an old school fantasy series. I want to say this came out in like the 90s. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just really excited to read this because I know a lot of people who really like the series who even now like pick it up and read it and still really enjoy it, and so I definitely want to read it for that. And because I feel like I missed out on a lot of old school fantasy series and I'd like to give most of them a shot. Starting in on new books on this list, the first one is The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. This is the third and final book in the original Mistborn trilogy. Pretty much I've read one of these a year. I read Mistborn in 2016, I read The Well of Ascension in 2017, and in 2018 I said I wanted to read The Hero of Ages, and I plan to do that. The next new one is another top book that I wanted to read in 2018, and that is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I still plan to pick this up this month. The month is not over yet, but I haven't done it yet. And because of that, it's gonna go on this list. The entire Shadow and Bone trilogy was on my list last year, and I wanted to read those before I picked up the Six of Crows duology. I did do that in 2017, so now there's pretty much nothing but my own procrastination standing between me and reading Six of Crows. The next one I'm going to mention is The Young Elites by Marie Lu. You guys know Marie Lu is one of my favorite authors. Her Legend trilogy is one of my all-time favorites, and I've read the first like 2 chapters of this a couple of times when I've tried to pick it up, and it just, I accidentally forgot about it, or I put it back on my shelves and just never went ahead and picked it up. But I do want to pick this up probably sometime this year because this is only a trilogy. I'd really like to go through it and enjoy it like I have the rest of Marie Lu's stuff. The next one I'm going to mention is a very hyped and well-loved book on BookTube, and that is Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. One of my very good bookish friends, Melanie, I'll leave her blog linked down below, absolutely loves the Nevernight Chronicles, and I just know so many people who rave about this, and it sounds totally up my alley. My biggest hesitation with picking this series up is that I know that it's like has a very odd writing style, and there's like footnotes, and it's a weird writing style, so that's my biggest hesitation with this series. But I do plan to pick up the first one in the next couple of months because I think the third one comes out sometime this fall or early next year, and I'd really like to be caught up by the time that comes out. The next one I'm going to mention is Ruined by Amy Tintera. This one is pretty recent for me because I recently did a try a chapter tag. I will link that down below, where I read the first chapter of Ruined, and I really enjoyed it, and now I'm really itching to pick this up. So yeah, this one's on my list because I just really want to read it after having read the first chapter recently. So this is another one I definitely plan to pick up in the next couple of months, and I believe this is the first book in a trilogy. So if I really like it, there are 2 more books to go. And of course, no video of mine is ever complete without mentioning a Rick Riordan book, and so I'm going to mention that I really want to finish the Magnus Chase series. I read the first book in February and absolutely loved it, and I do have the Hammer of Thor and the Ship of the Dead, and I do plan to pick them up in the upcoming months, and I believe there's a short story collection coming out about the characters in the Magnus Chase universe, and I'm real hyped about it because these books are just so much fun, and so I really would like to read these in the upcoming months so I can catch up when that comes out. And the last one I'm going to mention is another one that is very hyped, very popular. It's like the it YA fantasy book. It's one I plan to pick up pretty much next month. I'm just gonna let you guys know that. And that is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. Again, a bunch of my friends who got ARCs of this book loved it, and a bunch of the people I know who didn't get ARCs and have since picked it up have loved it. And so I want to read it and love it too. I do plan to read this in May. It was like the first book I put on my May TBR. So this one will not be on my TBR for very long, but I'm very excited to read it. Alrighty guys, so that is the top fantasy books on my TBR version 2.0. If you guys have any top fantasy books you're hoping to get to in the near future, I would love to know. If you like what I do, I'll upload videos on Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, and I'll see you guys soon with another one.